No, yeah. So I'm excited, man, to get into our topic. But let's start with our food apartheid stories. And I'm ready to go, but also I want to hold space for y'all. Yeah, I know you got one that's burning the fire in your pockets too, bro. So I want to let you
share
go
first.
Yeah, please. You can go first. I'm just trying to hold space.
Go on.
So my food apartheid story, right? It's a tragedy.
Yo, real shit. Real stuff. I ain't even get the jokes out from last time, so that's my bad. When you said it was a tragedy, I couldn't even hold it just now, so I'm so sorry about that. Yo, I'm good though.
It's all good. All right. Well, my food apartheid story, it is a true tragedy made of the types of material that Disney would take and make into a movie. I was about 20, maybe 21. I ain't quite graduated from college, but I was commuting. I was living at home. My mother was at work. Everybody else was at school. And I was hungry. That's where every tragic story starts.
Every man for themselves.
Everybody. And so this was during a time when you was just thugging it out. I was just hungry, and I was a vegetarian at the time, and it wasn't nothing in the refrigerator but Salisbury steaks, fish sticks, chicken nuggets, chicken tenders, and fries. I wanted some fries. But I'm a risky bastard. I've been a risky bastard when it come down to food. I put the grease on. I'll be honest with y'all. I had to relieve myself. All right, so I sat down on the throne. If y'all get where I'm at.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I ain't turned the oil down.
Yep.
Dang.
So then I was like, oh, this hot. Let me get this. This is one of them times where like I'm on my phone.
What was hot?
The like everything was hot. My ass and everything. I can say ass, right? Yeah. So
you definitely say hot. That's for sure.
So everything hot and the grease hot. So I go up. I'm like, oh. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I think I ain't even pull. I might have my drawers up, but I ain't pulling my pants. I'm like, oh, this is starting. This is real. So I'm like, all right, boom, here we go. You know what I mean? How you supposed to just, you know what I mean? Put L fry in there just to test it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you.
Yeah. The choir.
I hate frying.
That's what we call it. The choir.
The choir.
Call it the choir.
Listen, but the mass choir, it was wild. I put in a handful of fries.
Oh yeah.
And the joint went up. But listen, from years of frying everything, it was grease on the ceiling. So it goes up and it splash in the fire. The fire hits the wall, and the wall goes ablaze. And if I could get up out my seat to show y'all how terrified I was, I'm literally, so if you can imagine, there's the stove, there's the little fan. That fan was a piece of shit.
Yeah,
it ain't work whatsoever. That fan wasn't. That shit was weak as the drinks at But anyway.
Oh Lord.
So, or maybe I shouldn't have said it. At your local club. Cut that out. I don't want to be canceled. Anyway.
Excuse us.
So you got that. You got the fan. Then you got the wall. Then you the wall, and then there's more stuff around there. But the only thing left is a window. So the fire goes up, hit all of the grease area. So I run as far as I could go, which was to the window, to the wall.
Right.
And I'm not going to tell y'all the rest that happened. But I fall. And I'm like, ah!
Right.
And it just kind of fizzled out. But that wasn't the problem. My food apartheid story starts, actually, when I had to tell my mother that her ceiling had black marks on it. And you know what I did instead of telling her?
What?
I went to go get some paint. I was like, we're not about to do this. When she got home, I had to tell her, but I was already
You made
in
the
act.
effort, yeah.
And so
You made the
she was a little upset, but at least she had new walls.
Yeah, you
so I had to
appreciate
paint
that.
the whole thing. My food apartheid story, I painted the whole kitchen
Yeah, you can't
and the
have
whole
that
dining
white
room
patch.
as well. Because it wasn't going to be like white over here and ivory on the other side. We're not about to do that. So that's my food apartheid story. Never got a chance to eat them fries. Yeah.
Were they even still there by the time?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you, because at that particular point, I was not having it my way. So, yeah, Never mind.
I'm
All right.
not. Oh, can't say that.
Yeah, we can't
Sorry.
say it, but yeah.
I'm tired.
That was my food apartheid story.
I like it,
Almost
bro.
died. It was
You
trash.
I'm
Fried.
actually happy to have you here, bro. Fries they ain't even worth that. You know what I
It's
mean?
not.
Well, I appreciate
Yeah,
that. Disney,
for
if
sure.
you
Steak fries are.
want to buy that story, I'm here.
Yeah. The frozen one.
Yes.
Never mind.
Huh?
Let it go.
No.
Okay.
He's supposed to be frozen so you could see. All right. So, thank you, E, for sharing that. Ashley, Janet, Annette, would you like to go?
I don't know. I guess I can tell my story.
Oh,
It
tell
ain't
your
really a
story.
story, but
Tell your story, cuz.
so yesterday I was cooking. I was like, I asked the question: at what age did you picture your Sundays going? Like, how did you picture your Sundays going?
Mm-hmm.
I think. What you at? You asked me how old was I when
Yeah.
I thought that? I don't
Yeah.
even know. I would say middle school, only because I wanted to get out of there. It was four of us, including my mother, and I was just like, I'm gone. So when I leave, I'm leaving. Don't come with me. Don't bring nothing. Y'all ain't coming here. But back to my original story. So yesterday for dinner, I made jerk chicken stuffed with crab meat, greens with smoked turkey necks, baked macaroni and cheese, some like little zesty corn on the cob, and I made cornbread. He did. He
got
died.
his nerve ready.
Wake up.
I thought you said jerk chicken with crab meat stuffed in it, yo.
I did, and it was so good. Like I fried it, then I put it in the oven, then I put. It was dark, just like you, but he died.
Bro, you highly and perfectly melanated, bro.
My fault, bro. Thank you, bro.
It is, and the sun is like ricochet. It's like it's
Yeah.
hitting you good.
I don't care what nobody say. Wasn't nothing worse than that under the bed joke put on me that one time. I mean,
You did.
that's all good though, cause that was like around noon during the day. Go ahead.
Oh, shit.
Go ahead. No, I'm good. I ain't cry. I probably cried for like 10 minutes off that joint.
All right.
I'm sorry about that.
Oh, dinner. Right. So that was my dinner. So Sundays, I normally wake up and I be like, what I want to cook today, how I want to feel. Depending on how I feel was depending on what I cook. But this Sunday, I was like, I want to feel like I'm home. I want to just, have some good memories. Because I had to wake up smelling food because I start early, early in the morning. So my food be done by 1 o'clock. Well, it wasn't done
Oh my God.
Sunday, but
Yeah, oh my God, that's nice.
yup, it was.
Yeah.
So I guess my story is just really like taking me back to like my history and my family and what we all used to eat and we used to cook and sit around the table and just have a good Sunday. I just felt like home. I was resting and I was just peaceful. And that was it. That's my story.
That's lit,
And I'm
though.
sticking to it.
That's lit.
You should.
That's lit.
You should.
You actually
Just
make
like
me
that
think
butter
about that.
probably stuck to that corn on the cob, didn't it?
It did. I tell you some
Did you
minced
use
garlic with some no
Did you use butter? Or vegan or something? Or was it butter?
no kudamoodle. No, none of
Butter.
that. Just regular butter, minced garlic, a little lemon pepper, a little Old Bay. Mix that up in there, put that on the corn. It's a secret ingredient. I can't tell y'all because then y'all gonna want to steal it. But it was good. It was fulfilling to my soul. Actually got soul.
Thanks for sharing that.
Hey, Jimmy!
Gotta kiss myself.
Pow! Come on, y'all. Nee,
That's
what's your story?
Yeah, so I want to say before I move on to my story that your story really brings back a lot of memories. I actually often think about that, about like family Sundays and big meals on Sunday, just traditional Sundays, you know what I mean? Football games and sitting everybody, the men in the living room, the women in the kitchen, and not, you know what I mean, but just out of like how the family is. You know what, I'm not barking up the wrong trees here. I'm just saying, growing up, that's how my household was. And generally, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna go and tell my food apartheid story. I just wanted to say, acknowledge that Ashley's story was really fulfilling to me.
Yo, I cried just now. Just
You cried?
About it, yeah.
I died like twice over here, yo. Ain't nobody revived me, yo.
I did. I said, get up!
Remember when I was like, hey!
Jimmy
That's
got
probably-
stop.
That's probably why you didn't get that job at the paramedic that one time. All right, y'all. So look, my food apartheid story is really simple. I hinted at the Baltimore City Baltimore City water
Oh,
earlier.
that's funny.
But essentially in Baltimore City schools, you drink out the faucet. I wouldn't be on this podcast with you right now. Let's
That's
be clear
true.
about that.
Because you'll be in prison. To be
I
honest.
don't know if you said I'd be where?
In prison.
Oh yeah, one of the two.
Everybody who drank
Yeah.
from lead pipes in prison right now.
Interesting.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, or working there. I'd have been one of them though. I know for sure.
Yeah.
But essentially, man, this story is about me being a young kid, and my mom kind of always had a control on how I showed up in social spaces as a kid, and part of that was about taking your lunch to school. And it was cool for a while when you got the blue and red lunch boxes that got pictures and your name on it occasionally, you know what I mean? It come with the Oreos, all that's kind of cool. When you get in the 5th, 6th, and 7th grade, God forbid the 8th, shit get corny. I should probably, yeah. So essentially, man, I was in this phase where she was on more of a health thing. I thought it was like I was supposed to take it because I was in that grade. I didn't know it would continue on to go from the lunch boxes to the, like, you know what I mean, the Aldi's bags or whatnot. You know what I mean, packing your sodas, you know what I mean, all that stuff in there. So I used to take all my joints to school. When I used to take them to school, I used to always look at people eating school lunch. And at the time, it was free. I used to always look at people eating school lunch. And I never thought I could get school lunch because I always brought my lunch. You know what I mean? I'm talking like my book bag was always, you know how your book bag extend? I always had the extendo on my drink because I had a lunch box in it. You know what I mean? Ultimately, one day, man, I didn't want to eat my lunch. I didn't want to eat the sandwich I had. I think at this time we had bologna. You know what I mean? I hated bologna. I was starved if I ate bologna at that age. And I went into the school line with $2.50. And I found out that day I got free lunch. Do you know, maybe like a month later, bro, I probably had like 20, maybe 25 sandwiches in my book bag. One day I came home, my mother was wondering why I was getting so heavy. Showing up, and mind you, I'm pretty much like, you know, I'm getting up there at this time. You know what I mean? I would leave it in the locker. It would just be on some like, and then we had bologna for a while too, because nobody want that damn bologna, yo. I wanted the little plasma pepperoni pizzas with the little, you know what I mean, the pepperoni sprinkles on it. You know they want old pepperonis.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, man, I
like
really
little
enjoyed that.
cubes,
Right.
squares.
Yeah. And turns out when I cleaned my bag, I used to try to clean it on the way home, throw it, you know what I mean, the bushes or give it away, and I missed one, and I think I might have missed. If I had to guess, it might have been one of the first ones. And she found it in my book bag. Yeah, she found it in my book bag. And it was like blue and green when she found it. Yeah, it was pretty bad. She never packed me another lunch. And school lunch started costing $2.50. And I couldn't really try to make do. So, yeah, that wasn't bad. I started packing lunch again, essentially, in the 12th grade. It just was, it just was, yeah. No, I mean, essentially I had to stop packing lunch, though. It was getting out of hand, yeah. So it was like, you don't want to appreciate the lunch I'm getting, you know what I mean? And I was, but it was pizza. You know what I mean? Pizza you get the Salisbury steak with a little sauce on it sometimes. You know what I mean? You got the Cloverland milk. You know what I mean? Nobody, you know what I
The
mean?
turkey and gravy was really good.
Yeah, I mean, all of that, for real. It's a couple of things. It's a couple of things that I was just like, yeah, man. But that's my Food Apartheid story. Just the time I chose school lunch over packed lunch. And really, that was just out of like being socially normal with what I thought in my head. And also, it tasted way better than that bullshit ass bologna sandwich, yo.
Was it the bologna with the red around it?
Yes, yo, and I used to have to take
That's
it
a
off.
good bologna,
Like,
though.
no,